I'm Alison Wright, and I joined Bradley's in 1996. I already had 10 years estate agency experience, so New Homes was a different but really enjoyable experience. And when the site finished in 1997, I moved to Bradley's head office to become PA to the chairman, Brian Bradley. At that time, we had 9 offices, but as we expanded quite rapidly over the next few years, it became clear that we needed to have a dedicated human resource function. So I did my degree in human resources, and whilst it was really hard work and I had to juggle a full-time job with running a home and doing a degree, the support of my colleagues and the company throughout that time was invaluable. I love coming to work. The job that I do is really varied and interesting. And I guess we all have the odd day when things don't go to plan or you're just not feeling 100%. But the staff I work with are brilliant, and we all help and support each other through any difficult times. I would love to think that all the staff are happy 100% of the time, and whilst I know that that's a little bit unrealistic, I think if you look at how long people stay with Bradley's, you will see that we're as close to achieving that as we ever could be. Have a listen to some of my colleagues and judge for yourself.
Hello, I'm Sue Shears. I started working in October 1997, not long after I left school, as a secretary for Bradley's Chartered Surveyors. As time went on, I became more and more interested in the actual surveying side of things and wanted to progress into the profession. I asked my manager if I could do the necessary qualifications to become a surveyor and was really pleased when he agreed and offered to help wherever he could. It was incredibly hard work. I first had to undertake a diploma which took 2 years, then a degree which was a further 3 years, and finally I had to undertake something called an assessment of professional competence. This took a further 2 years. Then, to become a fully qualified member of the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors, I had to undertake a final interview with a board of chartered surveyors, which was pretty nerve-wracking. Looking back, I am not sure how I did it, because I also got married, moved house 3 times and had 3 children along the way. But I think if you want something enough, you will find a way. I love my job and get on exceptionally well with my colleagues who helped me every step of the way. I have made some good friends within the Bradley's group, and it is great the way all the different departments within Bradley's work so closely together. There is a lot of pressure to do a good job for our clients, but it is really rewarding and enjoyable as well.
My name's Julie Cardin, and this year I'm celebrating 30 years in estate agency, 30 years of selling houses. I was very young when I started. My first job in estate agency was office-based in admin. Thankfully, it wasn't long before the company I then worked for realised that I needed to get out there and deal with the public, and more importantly, sell houses. By the age of 22, I was managing my own branch. In 30 years, the way we sell houses has changed enormously, especially with the revolution of the internet. However, at the core of it all are the people, the relationships we build with our clients, the trust we gain, and the experience we offer. Age 30, we moved from Sussex down to Devon. I have been with Bradley's for 16 years, and in that time I've had 2 children, now teenagers. I opened our Shoulden branch in 1998, and this has proved to be a very successful office for the company. I love coming into work. I'm very lucky to work with a fantastic, highly motivated and experienced team. Our manager, Catherine, has been with Bradley since 1998 and Ali since 2000. So I suppose we are considered now as old-timers. As a team, we have just won Office of the Year 2013. We managed to retain both these awards from 2012. None of us are afraid of hard work and will go the extra mile and put in extra hours to offer the best possible service. To sum up, I truly cannot ever imagine working for any other estate agent, and living and working in Shoulden is a dream come true.
I'm Sam Elias, and I have been with Bradley since January 2000, and I started as a negotiator in the list guard office. I was taught everything I know by Ellie Stoyan, and Ellie was extremely firm but fair, and most importantly, she taught me how to make work a lot of fun. In 2003, I was promoted to manager of the Saltash office, and it was great to know that Ellie was on the end of the phone, or I could turn to head office or my area director for help. By 2007, the Saltash office was running well, and I'd had my son, so I was ready for a new challenge. So a move to the Callington office was made, and having also built that office up, I'm now managing both the Saltash and Callington branches. Both offices are a success, and I have to say that none of it would have been possible without the invaluable training from Ellie and the support of the staff in those offices. I remember on one occasion I met a lady who I thought would be just right for the office, and I asked Alison to consider interviewing her for the position we had. Alison said that having read her CV, she just didn't think she was worth an interview. But I asked her to reconsider, and she said she trusted my judgment, so she did see her, and the lady in question is now my assistant manager in Callington. On another occasion, Alison had seen someone whom she thought would be really good, and this time I wasn't so sure, but I trust her judgment too, and that person was employed and is still with us. There is a lot of trust between Bradley's staff and a great support network, and I really value that immensely.
I'm Sian Wood, and I joined Bradley's in 2002 at the age of 18 as the Saturday girl in the Plumstock office. I became full-time in May 2003 when I finished university, and I transferred to the Saltash office where there was a vacancy at the time, and I worked with Sam Elias. So I did experience the Ellie Stoyan training methods by stealth. I then moved to Callington with Sam to get the office up and running properly, and once we'd achieved that, I returned to the Saltash office as the branch manager. Following the birth of my son in 2011, I returned as the manager of the Mutley Plain office. Although they are only a few miles apart, running a busy city centre office is vastly different to running the Saltash office. And being a new mum at the time, I couldn't have done it without the help and the support of my colleagues in the office and Sam and Ellie, who were always on the end of the phone when I needed that extra support. Having only worked for Bradley's estate agent since leaving school, I've not experienced working for anybody else, but I have heard the stories, so I really am hoping I'm here for life.
I'm Michelle Rich and I'm the manager of the Bradley's Snooky office. I joined Bradley's Liskeard office in 2001 with Ellie as a Saturday job originally, which then led to full-time employment. During my early years with Bradley's, I did have a few difficulties which both Ellie and Bradley supported me through. My career with Bradley's to date has given me the opportunity to work within several different Cornish offices, mostly at Liskeard with Ellie, and then a couple of years with Sam at Callington, and then managing the Launceston office. I was then asked to cover the Newquay office in 2011, leading to the role of manager there. Newquay has been a whole new experience. It's a very different market to Liskeard and Callington. It's been a big learning curve in many ways. I'm very much enjoying the success of the office with a good team. Ellie and Sam are always there for continued support, and I look forward to plenty more years with the company.
My name is Ellie Stoyan and I joined Bradley's in January 2000 as manager of the Liskeard office. The company had only just expanded into Cornwall at the time, but they understood the value of employing local staff who would understand the needs of local people, as well as those moving from outside of the area. You may have already heard from Sam, Sian and Michelle, so you'll understand the connection between us. Whilst I appreciate continuity, I'm a great believer in helping my staff reach their full potential, and I feel privileged to have played a part in their progress. Over the years, there have been many young agents who I have mentored into senior positions for other offices within the company. Like all careers, estate agency isn't without its challenges, and there are certainly times when you can feel stretched to your limit. But the great thing about working with the Bradley's network is that you'll always have an experienced colleague to give you the tools and the techniques to rise to the challenge. This has always been invaluable in the development of my own career. If you're the kind of person that feels they would thrive in a varied and fast-moving sales environment and enjoy the dynamic and competitive nature of agency life, then I can wholeheartedly recommend Bradley's to you.